Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to aBlogtoWatch videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. I am very proud to present you a review of the Azimuth SP-1 Landship. I mean, I barely know what to say about this watch. It's very polarizing, even for me. It draws on a lot of different emotions, and I'm just going to sort of explain what it is, and you can sort of make of it what you will. Development on this watch started several years ago by Azimuth, which is a Singapore-based brand that makes Swiss-made watches, and they make weird watches, and they're proud of that. Landship is a sort of pre-tank term for tank. And before they had tanks, they had landships, and this was sort of during World War I. Before they really figured out what they want to do with them. And the whole idea, I think, of a landship was to be just that, a heavily armored troop transport, I think, that was mostly for defensive versus offensive purposes, even though it did have guns on it. I think if you saw Indiana Jones in The Last Crusades, they had that tank that was really, really big. That was kind of like a landship, because even though it was a tank, it was very, very large and had these guns on the side, and that was sort of the idea. So the design from this sort of comes from the landship, and you can see here the strap is meant to look a little bit like treads. So they did have treads, and they were interesting. And if you're interested in military history, the development of landships is actually kind of cool. But I don't think they made too much sense in trench warfare, so they didn't really go anywhere until World War II, but that's a whole different story. So the point of this one was sort of to create a unique way of telling the time. Telling the time is not the easiest thing in the world, and I think that there was some inspiration from brands like Ohrwerk and MB&F and things of that nature. So what Azimuth did is there's the base ETA movement here that's been pretty heavily modified to have the hours on the top here and this turret, and this window here has retrograde minutes. So it's a delicate system in the sense that you can only move time in one direction. So here we go. I'm moving the minutes here. You can see how it jumps back. And if you look at the top, you can also see how the hours are moving. And if you move it the other way, it goes back to a point, but it's not going to jump back. So you can move it back this way, but it's not going to jump like it is this way. So worst case scenario, you just got to move it around a little bit to get the time right. The case is titanium. It's pretty large. I thought it would be smaller, actually, but it's pretty large. And the movement, I'm pretty sure, is an automatic. I don't think they took that part. I'm pretty sure it's still an automatic. The case quality is good. It's cool looking. You know, it's got nice beveled edges there. You got these little rivets in there. On the wrist, it is. You know, I'll show you. It's a very, very unique design on the wrist there. I don't have the biggest wrist in the world, and I usually like large watches. I would say this one's probably a little bit too long for me. And yeah, it looks like there's a tank on your wrist. I mean, sometimes we joke that there's a big dive watch or something that looks like a tank. No, well, this one very much looks like a tank. I mean, literally all it's missing is a giant, you know, a giant like artillery gun on the top, and it would look like one. I think that would stick out a little bit there. But they say that the crown there is also supposed to be a side gun, so it doesn't shoot anything. So I mean, there it is. That is the SP-1 Landship on the wrist. And if you like the concept, you're just gonna think like this is the coolest thing ever. If this doesn't make any sense to you, okay, it doesn't make any sense to you. I think they're making 100 of these in limited editions, so there's really not going to be that many of them. You don't really need to worry about, you know, being inundated with landships at your store. But if you want one, you can go out and you can look for one, and I'm sure you'll find one. And I think it's cool that Azimuth went through this project. I think it's cool that they made it. It's a great talking piece. You know, and detailing, the detailing is good. I mean, you look here, even on this little turret here, you have little rivets on the side and things like that. And you know, I like the different finishing, the sort of satinized finish and the brushed finish and the polishing and things like that. It's cool for what it is. I like that it exists. I think it's neat. If I saw this, I'd be like, cool. What is that? Does it turn me onto the brand? Yeah, probably. It makes me curious. Is this the type of watch that I would pick up and wear? Probably not, just because it's kind of funny looking on my wrist. It's a little big. As you can imagine, reading the time isn't great, but as a collector's piece, oh wow, this is cool. And if you're the kind of guy that likes collecting interesting watches, you know, this is probably going to be something in your collection, because this is going to be something that, of which there's nothing else out there quite like it. Price for the Azimuth SP-1 Landship is $8,800, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch soon. Thanks.